So basically, this whole project is on mature consumers, so people that have been in the market long enough to see it change and how they've experienced change.
Okay.
Because I've been in the market, I can't even say 22 years because I haven't been shopping 22 years, probably like 3 years, and even then it's probably been allowance money on my own, right? So it hasn't,
I understand.
really have no clue how all of it works, but you're kind of a pro, so
I am.
so there's no right or wrong answers. I'm just genuinely curious about
Okay.
your experience shopping and things like that. So I was wondering if you could tell me about how your shopping experience has changed from when you first started shopping to now.
Okay. Oh boy, I'm gonna take that back. Okay, some shopping, it was something I really wanted, and it was far and few. So let's say when Calvin Klein came out with the first pair of jeans that were $32, it was outrageous. Back in the 70s, it was one of those things you hoped that you could own or have.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember buying a pair, but that was it. It was a pair, and then my other regular Levi's or Lee's back then that were less expensive and well worn. But everybody, when you're young, you want the newest shape and model and the change. Like you said, you want some changes because you're young. Oh yeah, I like that. I like the style. So yeah, I remember that part of it. Then I remember even being married, then your budget changes a little bit because you're not living under the roof with your parents. And so you start really thinking about the money order and I'll never forget, this is really funny, shopping, or even paying bills. I don't know if that's part of with your marketing. My husband gave me $20 to run down to pay the dentist office because I had some work done or whatever. On my way, I stopped at a yard sale. I found this old trunk and I just couldn't pass it up, so I spent the $20 there and went back and told him I needed $20 to pay for a bill. And he was like, it was a no-no, never do it again, and I didn't. But it was an interesting learning thing with being married. You have to talk with the other person when you're doing your money. It's not just your money to run around and spend. So, and that was my first major learning lesson of just don't take what money you got and put it somewhere else where it was supposed to go to a bill. Now, later on in life, I've noticed Gary's mother had a lot of sale shopping, what was in the flyer. So I kind of picked up on that, what week for the sale of that week. And then I also learned later coupons became a very popular thing. And I could say probably 10 years ago, coupons were really big, and you've seen all this stuff where people, I would buy Kalamazoo Gazette. In this case, here on campus, one girl delivered them. What was left over, she kept and she sorted out, and I would take several of the same coupon flyers and cut them out and use them. And you could get things like buy one, get one free. So I had this little organized box that I put health products, meats, pasta, oral, anything that it all was in an order in a box, so I could go to the store and match up anything in my sale flyer. I would have another little envelope that I would stick things that I was matching my coupons in to take that extra step down to save money or spend less. Because I can't really say I was a saver, but spend less in that area and have money extra for other areas. So I would do that a lot. And I enjoyed it while the time, it seemed like coupons were really good. 50 cents off, $1 off, buy one, get one free. buy one half off, which ended up being like, 25% off of each item. But, and then it came to the coupons weren't as highly covered for expense that it wasn't worth my time to do it anymore. I was like, well, if I'm only saving a quarter, I'm not going to sit at the table for an hour cupping out coupons and sorting them, and it's not saving my time to save a couple dollars.
Yeah.
But I also am a Myers shopper because they do have a Myers coupon. We call it M-Perks.
Yeah.
And so I check that because they have automatic clip coupons where I can just go right online and just touch them. And then all I have to do, I don't have to carry them or anything, so when I'm there, all I have to do is put a number in for my coupons because my phone number's attached with it, and it will take that 50 cents, a quarter off, 25% off, whatever it is that I tapped on.
That's pretty high tech.
Yeah, so I do that. I try to do that before I go shopping because they roll that out certain dates, add something new, something else expires, so I'll go through and tap those. Yeah, so I use those too. Yeah.
Would you say that you've been using couponing and things like that for most of your life, or was that for some?
Just in the last 10 years or so, unless there was a certain coupon, let's say Black Friday shopping. Then I'm all about the flyers, and then too, I do go to that and mail rebates. I mail them in. I'm real good with that. So I watch my Black Friday. The nice thing about Black Friday today, it's not as crowded because people do a lot of online shopping, and I tend to let it die down for the first hour or so because by 2 hours everybody really has gone to get what they think. There may not be much of the merchandise, and there's a lot of merchandise today. You're only allowed to buy one of that item for that mail-in rebate. So I don't have to race in for the black one. You can go in a couple hours later and still find pretty much what you want. Very seldom is there something that's not on the shelf and you go, oh well, there's nothing major. My kids are all grown up, so there's nothing major that's asked for. I just kind of go in and browse and kind of figure out what I'm looking for. So it's changed in the years. It has. Where I used to, okay, I really want to go in and get this for my kid, and then you hope that they're not sold out. Sometimes you get one, sometimes you don't. So you have to kind of figure it out. Yeah.
Would you say then, or I guess tell me about that, your kids.
My boys?
Has having kids and having them grow up and then move out of the house and having grandkids, has that affected your shopping a lot?
Yeah. I find that when the kids were at home, I had them in so many different things that I wasn't so quick to buy. Okay, so they had jeans that came out, and I'll be real, just like me, when I wanted the jeans for Calvin Klein at $32, then these other jeans come, and I can't even tell you what jeans they were into. I just don't remember the name of them. But they were $80, ridiculous. And I said, if you want a pair of $80 jeans, then you need to ask for money for your grandparents for birthdays and stuff, and you can take the cash and buy a pair. And they did. They either worked a little bit for it, doing some side jobs, or they took their birthday money and they pulled it together and we took them up and they bought those pair of $80 jeans that they had to have, but they helped pay for them. I would not buy them. It was not in my budget. It wasn't reality. And I let them know this is life. You can't have that because we don't make big bucks. We are considered I don't know if I want to say low, but we're definitely not high-end financially blessed. We have a home. We have 2 vehicles. We do not buy brand new cars, okay? Mm-hmm. So we live in a budget. And we had to tell them that. This is why you're not getting it. It's not because we don't love you enough to get it. We don't have enough money, and we're just going to have to help earn it. Mm-hmm. And they did. So, yeah. I learned a lesson.
How has your pantry changed with your kids coming in and out of the house?
Well, I would say I still carry lots of snacks. Still, we like to snack. My grandchildren like to snack. They come in often. So we've always kept snacks, and I always think of what everybody likes when I buy. And we pretty much like the same thing. So it works out pretty good. Yeah.
Anybody else like Honeycrisp apples?
I don't know.
So you get to keep that one for yourself.
Yeah, I could say, but yeah, I think everybody just kind of takes their turns on that. Yeah, depends on when the package is out. You know what I mean? Everything is like, okay, Nana's got this, and they're like, yay, you know? Yeah. So, Dollar Day was just at Myers, and it's buy 10. They have things for $1. You get the 11th one free. So, of course, if you're going to buy 10, you get your 11th one in there because you're going to push that through. And we love Check Mix. And the Check Mix is, they're quite expensive today. They're like, well, I say expensive. They're $2.50 for a nice package. But when they're $1, you're saving $1.50. So I will buy the 10 and get the 11th one free, knowing that everyone will eat them. And I can even send it back home with them. And they love it. Oh, Nana sent this home with me. So it's not like you're paying $2.50 a piece. You're paying $1 a piece. So, yeah, and they love it. Everybody loves Check Mix in my house. So, my grandkids, my kids, everybody loves it. So, even my little group that I do, my Christian group, I'll take it back with me, and they like it too. So.
That's interesting. Would you say that your faith or just like your religion views how you live your life doing that, does that affect what you buy or what you consume?
Probably. In some, like, I can remember my kids going through wanting these certain t-shirts too, along with jeans. I think it was called Hot Topic, or it's the younger generation. I mean, I'm old now. I'm senior, so, and I remember them wanting to go in there, and I just about lost it. They wanted $15 to $20 for a t-shirt that just had a little, surf guy on it or something crazy cartoon drawing, and I'm like, really? You want to pay this much for that t-shirt? I just couldn't. That was another thing I had a hard time with. And I don't think Hot Topic had a lot of sales unless it was like buy one and get one half price. So maybe the boys could go in together and pool in and do their money halfway and both get a t-shirt, But I wasn't sold out on buying a t-shirt for them there because I just didn't like the price zone of it. And they would know, I'm like, and now today, it's nothing to buy a t-shirt at $15, but this is, they're in their 30s now versus 13 and 15. So, things change. It's kind of weird. Yeah. But even me, when I go in, I kind of like, that's just a t-shirt, $15. I know, and I'm a sewer. So I can look at that sometimes and say, well, they put a little time in this and time in that. Okay, maybe,
So for you shopping for clothing, that isn't much of a, this is the last item, this is the final product, because you can alter it and do things like that to it.
Yeah. I mean, there are some things that, it's funny you say, talking about that buying shopping. There was a period of time when it seemed like everyone in church was wearing the same thing. You know what I mean? If you wanted a jumper, this was the certain jumper. And whether you wanted to match, you didn't. Somebody else ended up with the same jumper in the church with you, and you're like, seriously? Because nobody really wants to look alike unless you're really wanting a twin, that maybe. But I remember a friend of mine that worked in the office there, her and I had the same one, and I went home and I changed mine. And she laughed. She said, I knew you were going to do that because I can. I'm a sewer. And I just did little things like put little bows on it with little ribbons or something and just change it on the pockets or put a little lace on it on the sleeve or something. And it was like, oh, yours is different. Well, yeah. Just because I wanted to be that way. So just part of your personality, I guess.
Sure. Have you always been a sewer?
Have I always what?
Been a sewer?
Yeah. Well, no and yes. When I was in school, patches were in, and the tattered jeans too. My dad hated it. Oh, he hated it. Didn't want us going to school looking like that. But we always found a way, little rip, we put a patch, the little, the look, and then the look came out for sale, the worn out jeans. But I always did something a little different. If I put a little embroidery on it, on the pocket or the opening of the pocket, I would embroider it because I knew how to embroider. I didn't learn to really sew. I had home ec, and I sewed a few things. I think everyone in my class made a smock top. That was what was in the 70s, a little smock top. And then after that, my sister actually taught me how to sew. When I was like 20, she started teaching me how to, make a little skirt or a pair of shorts or something. Yeah, so she helped me actually learn to do that.
And that came in handy making clothes for your kids or things like that?
Oh yeah, I'm crazy now, and I'm unbelievably good, which I never thought I could be.
Ooh.
I am. When I can make a little girl's dress and it looks like you bought it in the store professionally, it looks like they say, where did you get that dress? I want one for my little girl. Oh, sorry, I made it. You can't. I'm sorry. And I'm not for hire. So, yeah. Yep.
Okay. I have a couple more questions. Mm-hmm. One of them is, how would you describe yourself as a consumer or as a shopper?
I'm pretty conservative. It's sometimes when I spend my money, I'm thinking, I really did need to buy that. Or I see something that reminds me of someone, and I'll pick it up for a little girl at church. I know their parents are going through sometimes, and I might pick up a few things on the clearance. I'll go right to the clearance rack, look through, and think, these leggings will fit her, and these will fit her. And she'll be able to wear them under her little skirts or whatever. And they are very appreciative when I give it to them. But I usually get some major deals too. And my shopping habits for myself are kind of funny. If I really want something and I find it in the store and it's very costly, I will wait a while because I know eventually the price tag, they will run a sale. And eventually I will find it on sale. And then also, depending on the store, I will hit clearance racks before I will hit everything else. And I will go to your stores like Marshall's, which is a markdown from the normal stores. And if I do find something I really like there, a skirt that fits me right, I will purchase it then because I will not be able to go back a week or two from now and purchase. It will be gone. So those are the things I've learned with shopping, where you can find deals that are immediately there, and if you like it, you better get it now because it's not going to be there. Or if it's expense, wait and see how many are your size, and know that there's a time frame that you can go back and pick it up a week, a month later, and you'll get it much cheaper. But I kind of scan the sizes. If I like it that much, am I willing to pay the price? Very seldom do I pay an original price. If it's $50, very seldom will I pay. I will wait, and I will probably get it for $35, $40. And if it's $50, usually a lot cheaper because they might have a 25% off,
Yeah.
Then I'll go back. And then it's worth it to me.
When would you buy something that was full price? Would that thing
Real pricey?
be like you, or would it be for someone else?
If it was something I really needed, like I'll tell you something I will pay for, and I don't mind. Shoes. I will pay $100. I will pay $130 for my feet to feel good. I am on my feet all day. I have bought the $50 tennis shoes, and I have found that they still don't wear as nice. I've gotten maybe blisters on my toes, etc. And I've learned that, you know what? It's okay to buy those $100, $135 shoes that'll last me 6 months because my feet say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm on my feet too long to settle for less. And even dress shoes I bought for church. I'm funny what I'll pay, but I will put them on and walk around them, and if they don't feel right, I won't buy them. And I will spend a good price for a pair of dress shoes if my feet feel comfortable. And I have $100 high heels, but guess what? I've had them in my closet for 8 to 10 years, and they wear very nice. But I don't wear heels all the time. I only wear them for church or an occasion, a wedding, or whatever. So, yeah, and I make sure they're comfortable. And at church, if they feel a little uncomfortable and I'm having a bad day with my feet, I'll pull them off in the pew where nobody can. And I'll even carry little warm socks to put over my feet in the winter. I had a pair last night, I slipped on, and then I'm like, oops. I'm walking out talking to everybody, and I'm like, oh, well. The kids got their shoes off too. Who cares? So, yeah, it's kind of funny.
I love that.
Yeah, my feet love being comfortable.
Me too. Yeah. How did you learn? You sound like quite the bargain shopper tricks deals. How did you learn all these tricks?
I think, when my mom had 6 children and she learned to budget, and my mom and dad are givers. They really are. They support their church. I learned to tithe and offer from my parents. And I believe there's a blessing in that. That when you give to the kingdom of God, and I'm being very honest, that God will give you a blessing in return. Even things at the store for you that if I had to pay $100, what I gave to God, He returned a net discount. He has blessed me in return. And I'm faithful, I believe that. I learned from my dad, you give to God first, He'll give back. And I learned to tithe off of my allowance because my dad taught me. And I've done it since. I mean, it's something that I just feel that I've learned and I took to it, and I feel pretty blessed by doing it. I do.